In the misty heart of Yorkshire, nestled atop a lonely hill, stood Blackwood Manor, a breathtaking yet haunting relic of Victorian grandeur. The mansion, adorned with towering turrets, intricate stained glass windows, and ivy-clad walls, was a sight to behold, a masterpiece frozen in time within. Golden chandeliers, velvet drapes, and hand-carved mahogany staircases spoke of its former glory. Yet, despite its beauty, no one had dared live in it for over a century. The villagers of Ravenshire whispered of a curse, a dark presence lurking behind the mansion's grandeur. The last family to reside within its walls, the prestigious Blackwood lineage, had vanished overnight in 1872, leaving behind untouched meals, still burning candles, and an eerie silence that had never lifted. Some claimed to have seen shadows moving in the windows, others swore they heard soft crying or, worse, laughter from an unseen presence. Those who ventured too close spoke of a feeling, a suffocating sensation, as if the house itself was watching them, waiting. One stormy autumn evening, James Caldwell, a bold and skeptical real estate investor, arrived in the village. He was a man of logic and ambition, having made his fortune buying and restoring historic properties across the UK. When he heard about Blackwood Manor, he saw opportunity, not fear superstitions. He scarfed at the local tavern, raising his glass. A house is just a house. If no one wants to live in it, it just means it's waiting for the right owner. The villagers fell into an easy silence. An elderly woman, Mrs. Hargrove, reached for his wrist, her frail fingers trembling. The house doesn't want an owner, lad, she whispered. It chooses who stays and who disappears. James chuckled. I'll prove you wrong. Stay in that mansion for a full month. If nothing happens, I'll put it on the market. But Blackwood Manor was listening, and it was waiting. With a lantern in one hand and a suitcase in the other, James stepped into the house. A gust of wind howled as the doors creaked open, revealing the grand entrance hall. Cobwebbed chandeliers swayed overhead, the dim candlelight casting long, wavering shadows, though abandoned for decades. The air inside was strangely warm. The house smelled of old wood, burning embers, and something else, something metallic. As he ascended the grand staircase, he felt it, a presence. It was subtle, just a tickling sensation on the back of his neck, as if invisible eyes were trailing his every move. He dismissed it as nerves and set up in the master bedroom, where a towering oak bed, golden-framed mirror, and heavy crimson curtains awaited that night. As he lay in bed, he heard it, a whisper, leave now, while you still can. James shot up, heart pounding. The room was empty, the walls, the ceiling, nothing but silence. He forced a laugh, just the wind, he muttered, but deep in the mansion's bones, something stirred. It was awake now. Determined to prove the rumors wrong, James spent the next morning exploring the manor. In the library, he found a hidden study behind a bookshelf. The room was untouched, frozen in time. A single candle melted to its base, an inkwell beside an unfinished letter. One letter caught his eye, dated October 13, 1872. He won't let us leave. The house is alive if anyone finds this run. A chill ran down his spine. He turned to the massive mirror above the fireplace and froze. His reflection was smiling, but James wasn't. The grin stretched wider, unnatural, sinister. His reflection tilted its head. Though James had not moved, he stumbled back, crashing into the desk. The reflection stepped forward. James grabbed a chair and hurled it at the mirror, but the glass didn't shatter. Instead, the reflection laughed, a deep, inhuman chuckle. By the third night, James was done. He didn't care about his investment, the money, or his pride. He wanted out. He grabbed his bag and bolted for the front door, but it wouldn't open. He yanked harder. The lock twisted itself shut. The windows, once clear, were now solid walls of stone. Then footsteps, slow, deliberate, coming from the stairs. He turned, and there, at the top, stood himself, but not himself. His reflection, the grinning double, descended the staircase, each step echoing through the mansion. Backed away. This isn't real, he gasped. The reflection tilted its head, its grin splitting wider. You belong to the house, Now a force seized James, his body stiffened. His vision blurred, he felt himself being pulled into the mirror, with one last scream. He was gone, the mansion fell silent once more. Weeks passed, the villagers noticed James never returned. When a search party entered Blackwood Manor, they found no trace of him. His belongings were gone, no footprints, no sign he had ever been there. Except for one thing, a new portrait now hung in the grand hallway, a man in modern clothes, frozen in silent terror. His eyes seemed alive. The house had claimed another soul, and it was waiting for its next guest. Moral and life lessons from the story Cologne. Not everything can be explained by logic. James believed that everything had a rational explanation, but some things defy logic. This teaches us that not all mysteries can be solved, and not all risks are worth taking. Respect the warnings of the experienced. The villagers tried to warn James, but he dismissed their concerns as mere superstition. Sometimes wisdom comes from those who have lived through experiences we cannot yet understand. Greed can blind us to danger. Saw the mansion as a business opportunity and ignored the potential risks. This highlights the danger of prioritizing wealth over wisdom. Some deals are too good to be true. Pride comes before a fall. James wanted to prove everyone wrong and let his arrogance lead him into a trap. This teaches us that overconfidence can lead to our downfall if we ignore the warnings and signs around us. Some doors should remain closed. Curiosity is valuable, but some things are better left undiscovered. Not every abandoned place, secret, or mystery is meant to be uncovered. Listen to your instincts. James felt uneasy from the moment he entered the house, but kept convincing himself that everything was fine. Ignoring your gut feeling can lead to disaster. When something feels off, trust your instincts. The past never truly dies. The house held the spirits of those who had lived and perished there, showing that history has a way of lingering, especially when it is filled with unresolved darkness. Temptation and curiosity can be a trap. James was drawn in by the mansion's beauty and mystery, but it became his prison. This reminds us to be cautious about what we allow into our lives. Some things are designed to lure us in, but never let us go. Respect the unknown, whether it's ancient places, traditions, or warnings from the past. We should approach the unknown with humility rather than arrogance. Every choice has consequences. James's choice to stay in Blackwood Manor had irreversible consequences. This teaches us that our decisions, no matter how small, can shape our future in ways we may never expect. Kindly share your thoughts on this story in the comment section. I will love to read them. Remember to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to click the notification button so as to be notified when I drop new story. I appreciate you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Thank you and God bless you.